I personally wouldn't advocate for them because your mental programming is a computer. And if you think I suck and you're affirming I'm awesome, every time you put in I'm awesome, your computer is like, no, no, you're not. Don't think to yourself. And so the affirmation with a positive intent that you input becomes the prompt for a negative response. Hence why, with contrast, you can experience the opposite of what you're affirming. So what Dave Wright taught me is something called conversational hypnosis. And conversational hypnosis is kind of affirmations, but much more effective at influencing your mental programming, because in between your conscious and subconscious mind, we have the analytical mind, and that the analytical mind's job would be to maintain consistency. So if you say something that your subconscious doesn't agree with, it's the analytical mind's job to be like, nope, we want to maintain consistency. So nope, I disagree with that. Or, yep, that I agree with, that I don't. And it's selective. And it looks within to see what goes, what doesn't go, what is accepted, what is rejected. So sometimes when you use these affirmations, it can just be a negative feedback loop. With conversational hypnosis, you're using language to bypass the analytical mind. So if you're trying to get good grades or something, you've been getting really bad grades, and you're saying, I get good grades, your mind's like, no, you fucking don't. And it points to all the evidence subconsciously of you getting bad grades. However, if you say, from now on, first of all, that's an important component, because instead of saying, I get good grades, you're saying, from now on. And when you say, I get good grades when you've been getting bad grades, your brain looks to the past to see whether it agrees. When you say, from now on, that negates the past. So your brain's like, nope, okay. Yeah. And you say, what you can add to that is, from now on, I start to realize that I'm allowing myself more and more to get good grades. So that's an example of what you can use. Typically, you want to use that first one, from now on, because it negates the past. So it opens up endless opportunities for the present. And then you can say, I start to realize, I start to recognize. And those two words imply that it's already happening. And then you can say that I'm starting to allow myself. I'm starting to, and you can't say, no, you're not. Well, I'm stuck from now on. No. I start to recognize, implying it's already happening, that I'm beginning to, and it's like, fuck, I can't disagree with anything you're saying here. No. Because you're saying from now on, you're starting to. You can always start right now. No. So that's a powerful structure to create suggestions for yourself. And then what you want to do is find what resonates with you, because you will have an emotional response. If you believe yourself to be a C student and you're like, I'm an A student, then you might, or whatever you're affirming that you subconsciously disagree with, you will likely feel some sort of emotional charge, some sort of emotional reaction in your body that is your body saying, nope, you don't. So that's a good indicator when you're formulating your suggestions that you want to experiment with, and then formulate them in a way that feel good, that feel right, and that don't evoke an emotional response. That's completely neutral. That's the goal. You want to formulate them in a way where when you say them, there's no emotional reaction, and it's just, yeah, I can say that, and that feels fine, and that feels normal. And then those are absorbed more powerfully into your system because there's no resistance. You're bypassing the man at the gate. He's like, oh, okay, from now on you're starting to. Okay, that's fine. From now on you can start to.
That's interesting. It's a very clever way of getting around, like you said, the analytical mind. It's like, oh, actually I don't. Okay, it's like sleight of hand, getting through. But I can see how that works.